All right, welcome to another GAK9 training video, folks. And today I'm going to explain our brand new certification program. For those of you that have been working with us for the last couple decades, we've had the 4 levels of certification, 1 through 4. And even though the system worked really well, we had over 1,000 certifications just in the last 15 years. It was a little problematic because we had a really big disconnect from levels 1 and 2 to levels 3 and 4. There's a disproportionate people that were failing once they started getting into the higher echelon of certifications. So we really took a big look at it and what was the reasons for this disconnect. What were the reasons and the problems that people were having as they were trying to build up to these higher levels of certification? Well, a simple thing. It was too big of a jump from one level to the next. Level 1 to level 2 was a big change, 1 to 4 hours. And then level 3 to level 4, though the time change wasn't such a big deal, the huge issue was changing environments, going to big urban conditions. And this is really where we had the problems and ultimately the big disconnect. So after almost 2 years of research by some of our GAK9 handlers in Europe, Henry Martinoni, Alice Dobler, Paulina Drury, we came up with a brand new program that's actually incorporating 4 different environments or 4 different classifications with 4 levels of certification for each. Now, what's significant about that? Ultimately speaking, everybody can choose the area certification that they want, what works for them. And I'm going to describe each one for you one by one. Okay, so I'm going to discuss our classification definitions. We have 4 classifications for every certification level. Number 1, field. Field is an open grassy area, brush, desert, or woods with little to no human contamination and primarily soft surface. Okay, that's our field level. Rural. All of the above, but mixed with some simple surface changes. This could be dirt roads, small streets, gravel, and only a small amount of human contamination is possible. Mostly soft surface, with only about 20% of surface changes. Suburban. All of the above, plus industrial type areas or business parks, where there's more human activity, but it's confined primarily to the structures within off hours when the businesses are closed as to minimize human contact. Approximately 50-50 hard and soft surface. Ultimately, urban. This is the upper echelon of our classification. This is primarily a city type setting with business, residential, and high human and vehicular activity. It's a mixture of hard and soft surface, and you have to expect probably more hard surface than soft. So what's significant about these 4 levels? Now, any handler can choose the area that they want to certify in. What classification level works best for them? If you're working primarily in a woodsy or a field type environment, you don't work into any type of human contamination, then you're going to be a field type handler. If you're kind of doing a mixture of both, getting around a little bit of human activity and some surface changes, rural might be the way for you. If you're working in small areas with lots of business parks, maybe a little bit of a housing development, then suburban is going to be the way that you're going to go. And if you're working deep in the city, let's say San Francisco, Oakland, New York, Miami, something like that, then the urban handler is going to be the way to go. Okay, so let's talk about who can certify. It has to be a GAK9 trainer to certify under our system. We actually have close to 40 trainers in 10 different countries, and so it's not difficult at all to find somebody to certify you. And we have civilian handlers, we have police handlers, and we have military handlers, and then we also have a combination of both. Civilian handlers. Any GAK9 trainer can certify each certification classification at all levels. For military and police, as additional certification criteria may be required, only police and military GAK9 trainers can certify in accordance with the agency at hand. This is really important. Sequence of certification. Regardless of the certification class, the applicant must start at the level of handler and work up consecutively. You can choose where you want to go. You don't have to start at field. If you want to go right to urban, you can do urban. But you have to start at the level 1 or handler classification. No level can be missed within any class. For example, the applicant cannot skip from the handler level to the master level in the field class. He or she may change certification class, but always has to start at the handler level and work his or her way up. Applicants who've already certified in the old GAK9 standard or system can skip some certifications. For example, old GAK9 trailing level 1 is equal to the field level 1 and field level 2. Old GAK9 trailing level 2 is equal to field 1 through 3 or rural 1 through 3. Old GAK9 trailing level 3 is field 1 through 3, rural 1 through 3, and suburban 1 through 3. Old GAK9 trailing level 4 is all classes and all levels. Let's talk a little bit about the evaluation criteria. All trails are double blind. What does that mean? It means not only does the handler have no idea where the trail is, but neither does the instructor or anybody with the dog team. The distance and the age of the trails are approximate and may vary due to the fact that the certification is double blind, and the trail layer might encounter unforeseen problems. The canine team must find the trail layer within the time limit, whatever that might be. However, this time limit can be extended at the evaluator's discretion. Finds based on a dog working in an air scent pattern, in other words, off-leash, working in a grid-type environment, are not possible. Both the trail layer and the canine handler will carry a GPS tracking device. The tracks will be laid over the top of each other in an overlay pattern, and this is necessary for final certification. The evaluator has the final decision on passing or failing the canine team. So let's go ahead and talk about our new patch system. The old system was level 1 through 4 total patches. Our new system is 16 total patches. Now I know that sounds like a lot, but it's only a lot if you're literally certifying at every level that we have. Now, as I said before, we're working on 4 classification systems. Number 1, the field, okay? The field handler, right here, we have 4 levels. Handler, specialist, expert, and then master. Rural is going to be the exact same thing. We have handler, specialist, expert, and master. Suburban, the exact same sequence, and lastly, urban. Now, any handler can use any classification system that they want, and they can complete all certification classifications and levels should they choose. The beauty of our system is it is the most comprehensive tracking trailing certification in the world today. There's nothing out there that covers more environments and more conditions than our system. And because it's all double blind, it's really a true test of what an actual real deployment might be. If you have any questions, if you have any interest in what we're doing, make sure you get with a GAK9 trainer today, or feel free to email us here at GAK9. You can reach me personally at jeff@gak9.com. Thank you for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you guys in the future.